It was a lovely day on the Skarloey Railway. Skarloey decided to stop for a while and take in the wonderful scenery. This was his first mistake. As Skarloey stopped, a wind started, and a huge gust of wind blew Skarloey and the coaches right off the bridge. The wreck was not pretty. They did their best to repair Skarloey, but it was never quite the same engine again.
Hello, and welcome to my knockoff project. Now, for those of you of faint of heart, don't like seeing toys destroyed, or can't stand the repulsiveness of knockoffs, I would suggest you to turn around and just rewatch the intro, because it's not going to get any better. With that out of the way, welcome to this video. Here today, I'm going to be evaluate, and compare 4 different models of Skarloey. 2 Learning Curve, 1 Tomy, and 1 a Knockoff. First, the 3 that I'm going to be doing that are not knockoffs include the 2001 Skarloey, which I've had since I was like 2 or 3, so it's seen better days, so it won't be in the second half of the review, and it's going to be focusing more on the exterior. And then we have a Skarloey, the 2 Skarloeys I recently bought in the past few months. The one on the right is the 2011 Learning Curve Skarloey, and the one on the left is the 2012 Tomy Skarloey. And yeah, so let's first start with the aesthetics appearance of these items for the review. First up, we have the 2001 Learning Curve Skarloey. This one I felt had a very simplistic feel to it, as a very basic child's toy. This one is very reminiscent of the previous years in the wooden railway it had, only major differences being the funnel. It was wooden in earlier years. And this one has seen many better days. This one has seen around 12-13 years of abuse and play, and probably more than that because my sister had it first, probably 16 or 17 years of abuse and play. So it's well deserved as chips. And yeah, so that's what I'm going to say about this one, about the chips. But great features about it, good proportions is one of the major things. However, I do have to agree, all the Skarloey models, except for one, are going to have good proportions compared to other wooden railway models at the time. So overall, I give this one an 8 out of 10 for overall feel. It could have, because it was not very realistic, but it helped in the simplistic look, which I love about the wooden railroad. Next, Skarloey. So this is out of the 8 out of 10 for looks. I'm going to add these up and see who won on the end. This one will be featuring in the later part of the review, unlike the first one I showed you. This is the 2011 Learning Curve Skarloey on the reintroduction. This one was still the model face before it went CGI on us, and again it was very simplistic with only a few details which I found were unjust, such as the piston sidelines right there and wheel hubs which are under the boiler, if you can see it there. There's little wheel hubs under the boiler. And other than that, I thought he did a pretty good job, but since it already started on this, I would have liked if it committed and that finished on the back. But overall, I do think this is a good model. I'm going to give it the same as the last one, 8 out of 10. And one of the better in the new age of the wooden railroad, in my opinion. Now, the next model is the best of Skarloeys, in my opinion. This is the Tomy Skarloey. Let me just get the Skarloey out of the way. Sorry, it's not wanting to go. There we go. So it's the best in my opinion. The last one I felt was committing halfway between classic look and realistic look. However, this one was able to capture the realistic look without being cluttered and actually looking pretty cool in the process, unlike many other new style models which are just totally failed in proportions attempting to do this. major things I liked that improved on this was the side rods. They fully committed, and it's a model like Skarloey with the 2-wheel drive in the front. You can actually do side rods which actually look kind of realistic up until the point where it's connected to the wheels, which would be the next step, but obviously unrealistic to do on the wooden railroad model. They did the best they could. They created black areas around the piston so it actually looks like it's hanging down, and added a little valve. They added that little white area there, and the only other change was a massive change on the back, I should say. The back got way better in my opinion. They added a number 1 there, 2 cab windows, and a little light, which just made the difference compared to the other one where they had nothing on the back. You'll hear me say in all my reviews, add cab windows, add details on the back, coal bunkers, things like that. Now this one's committed the full way and is the best of the best of Skarloey's, and for this reason, I'm not going to waste it in the second half of this review. Now, the next one. It's not Learning Curve, it's not Mattel, it's not even Tomy. It's some Singaporean company. This took 3 months to get shipped to me from Singapore. So, the first thing I have to say about it, it has horrible proportions. The boiler is way too small and ends way too up on the engine. It should have ended a good centimeter lower on the engine. That was the big problem for me. And then the cab is way too protruding from the engine. It just looks awkward hanging out there. The domes were okay. The front one is a little too large for me. It looks a little too scrappy on the paint. I just opened this literally 10 minutes ago, and you can already see huge problems in it. Let me just focus here, sorry, not automatic focus. But you see it already looks like it's been through a whole bunch of wear. It's all scattery on the paint here, and there's already defects on it. The face is just, it just looks out of place. The eyes are cross-eyed a tiny bit, and it's just, if you stared at this for long enough, it could just drive you mental. See what I mean on the puller? It's just way too cut off there, and I can't wait to see what happens when I experiment and start actually tinkering with it in the slightest. But there's one other big thing about this model's appeal. Well, it's more on the functionality side, which I'll cover later, but focus in here. But so okay, let's say I just wanted to connect these two Skarloeys. This is the biggest thing, the biggest fail in my opinion. So here I am, just going to connect the Skarloeys like any other thing. Oh wait, the magnets are opposite polarization, so it actually repels. So that's the biggest fail in my opinion, because it completely fails all function with real wooden railway items. So that is just such a big fail, I just can't even start on it. Alright, first part, let's go to the next. Alright, the second part is kind of a weight test. To measure this correctly, I'm going to be using this hill here to see how far the engines will travel. Now it's going to be conducted the exact same way. I'm going to take it to a point at the top of the hill where the gravity pulls it down itself. I'm not going to add any extra force for the stability of testing. So let's begin. Let me just move these out of here and we can start. Alright, first one, we're doing the knockoff. And oh, I'm going to measure it after every one. I'm just going to tap it a tiny bit until it starts rolling down. Okay, I'm going to mark the front of the wheels here. So that is the knockoff front of the wheel right there. Ooh, dropped one of these clay balls. Alright, so with that one marked, let's move on to the next one. So the first one is knockoff, so I'm going to put it here because it's currently in the lead. Alright, the second one is the Tomy Skarloey. I just realized something. I don't know how the knockoff was able to do it, but I think the switch was set the wrong way. So let's redo that. Kind of fail on my part. Okay, much farther much further than I thought it was going to even go. So I'm not going to change the camera angle for this, but I'm marking it way up where it landed. I'll show you after it was done where it is. Alright, so I'm just going to put that in front of the knockoff. I have the little line of entrance here in the order of how they've gone so far. And then I have the the Learning Curve 2011 Skarloey. Alright, that one's further than the knockoff, but not as far as the Tomy. Just going to place that one here. So I'm going to put that in the middle between the Tomy and the knockoff. And then the last one is the 2001. I'm going to guess this one's going to be a little lighter due to all the chips and scratches. But it comes in the exact same place as the Tomy one. Alright. So here are the standings. The Tomy model got first, higher than everyone. And second one comes the Learning Curve reintroduction, which was here, I think. I just knocked it there. But you guys saw, so roughly here. That was the second place. Wait, no. These were here, these were a tie, I remember. So that was the second place. And then in third comes the same as the reintroduction, the same Learning Curve one. I think that one might have lost some weight, so it might have been further on originally. And then last, right over here, comes the knockoff Skarloey. So you can definitely see where the quality is on that one. Okay, so the first test I'm doing on the strength side of the models is the drop test. I am dropping them from a height of 3 feet over that duct tape line is on the pole I have. If you can't see that, it's right here next to the light. So I'm going to be dropping it to the bottom of there each time. So yeah, let's start. First is the knockoff. I'm going to do this 4 or 5 times, maybe 5 times. Let's go with that. I'm going to do it 5 times for each of them and see how the item is. The end, and evaluate. What I'm going to do is put the item in front of the camera, inspect is there any, how it looks now, and then I'm going to compare it to this afterwards side by side. Alright, let's begin the drop test. First up, the knockoff. First drop, second drop, third drop, fourth drop, fifth drop, actually I'm going to do 10. Alright, so 6th drop, 7th drop, 8th drop, 9th drop, and final drop for this Skarloey. Alright, so right now the inspection. Firstly, we have chips in the bottom, scattered chips there. Then we have paint chip there. Then we have not as badly as I expected. We have a dent in the plastic there. We have kind of this thing on the face there, and integrity. Oh, the face is shaking. You can see that there. A little longer it's going to come off, probably in the next test. And the rest of the body stable for now. Okay, now for the other Skarloey. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This Skarloey is virtually unscathed. Upon a prior inspection, I could not find one dent or deviation in it that was not in it before. It has been designed to withstand that amount of play with ease and no trouble in the slightest. Okay, next test. In this test, I'm trying to simulate maybe a 1 full day's play with this toy by having a toddler, aka me, smash this toy around against the rocks and in general jerk it around. So I'm going to do it for a minute for each of them. So let's start. Alright, so I finished the first round of beating with a rock with a minute, which probably simulates, I don't know, a year or two of playtime. Which one do you think is the more beaten one? You don't know? Let it stare at you. Let it stare into your soul until you have nightmares, bad dreams, and that's why I put the warning in there. Okay, so enough of that, but obviously it was this one, even though they both did go through a reasonable amount of damage. This one went through some overall massive amounts of chipping. Just focusing. It went through overall massive amounts of chipping. The wheels were completely destroyed just about. You can see there how rough the state the wheels are in. And Skarloey was almost swiped right off in one swipe with a rock. The top you can see has all dents and chips and grooves and all that. Obviously the biggest thing is the boiler, the smoke box area completely fell off. Smoke box area completely fell off. I was thinking the funnel was gonna just fall off for a while there, but then I went full turkey and the whole thing fell off. And the face is pretty scraped up, and the magnets fared okay. Didn't try to target them, but the whole thing is scratched up a lot in general, especially this side. You can just see it here. Compared to this one, where it took some damage. It did take some damage, I have to say. Chips here, lines here, grooves here. But I was doing pretty hard beating with a rock. But differences. Wheels, no damage. Undercarriage, a lot less damage, I would say. Not no damage. But then there are scrapes here. The face and funnel area did a lot better. The funnel actually stayed on. The face is okay. And we're ready to go. But it's mainly the top of the cab had the worst hit. Now let's do another round of 1 minute beating. Alright, let's just setting up the camera. Alright, second round done. So, wonder if you can see which one, kind of did better. I don't even know where some of the parts are for this. But, it's kind of a obvious question. Last round, it was a smoke box and face. This round, it was one of the wheels. I just did a few big smacks to one of the wheels, and it just completely fell off. And, yeah. I guess these knockoffs would be great scrappier engines. Oh well, too bad I have more in store for this one. Could even make this to a classic two-wheel Skarloey, but oh well, I have more in store for this. So, yeah. And this one, it did take some damage, though. The funnel's looking a little worse for wear. The wheels are starting to look a little scraped up, but nothing in comparison to the knockoff. So, at this point, I don't really want to destroy this one anymore because the next thing is going to be too good for a 2 destroyed engine. So let's go to that right now. Watch out. Hi guys, I'm here with the final part of my knockoff project. And as you can see, we're in a fireplace. You can only imagine what I'm going to be doing. Here's the model. It's gone through quite a bit since you've all seen it. You can see what I did to it in the trailer. Kind of face broken a few parts, so it's not going to be in this. So, first I'm going to start with covering it in wax. Alright guys, so first stage complete. What I've done is I dripped them in wax. I took a candle, put it upside down, I had the wax belted on it. So this is going to have them burn a lot better. Here, let me get a different angle. Here we go. Now I'm entering the last stage of preparation. I'm going to be adding cedar pieces to them, so it'll burn even better. Okay, here we are. We have them all prepped with the cedar and all. This guy fell in ashes earlier. I forgot if I mentioned that or not. So, paper below. Let's start. Let's see if it catches. That is the real one. Looks like that one's gonna catch first. Huh, it's not catching. Look at that. Burn. Now, this is really all just a quick, hate to say it, but warm up, because all this is trying to do is get them to catch on fire. Oh, look at that, the wheels are melting. Look at that, the wheels are melting on. That's the learning curve one. That's the learning curve one. The knockoff paper hasn't done as well. But the wheels are melting. It's like blue. Hope my camera's okay. It's pretty hot near it. Look at that. That's the learning curve one too. I'm just gonna stoke up the knockoff. This looks like I can get the knockoff too. Sorry, my camera chip keeps filling. I should have emptied it more. But let me just take it off the stand here. Skarloey's face is just melted. That's the face, but just melted. Can't get a good view there, but Skarloey's face is just melted right off. And black cinder. Alright, we're back. This is still the normal one, the learning curve one. It's pretty burned up. It just keeps burning. The face is really burning, and yeah, I guess I did a lot to it. Wow, didn't really think I was gonna do this. Let's get another angle of it. That's the face. The face is just on fire. If this is the real one, I hate to see what the knockoff is gonna be. Well, actually, I'd love to see it. Look at that. Look Look at this. I'm gonna stop the camera because there's only a small amount of chip left. Update. I'm really glad the knockoff didn't catch. The paper didn't work as well. Because this is just so cool seeing them one at a time. Look at that. That's just like that's the best piece of kindling I've ever seen. Okay, to be fair, it could have been the wax. Or the cedar. Look at that, the main body is just about coming off from the chassis. I think you can still see some weird paint left. Waiting from the point it's just about to pop off. Oh, it's about to pop off. Something's expanding, it's popping off. Oh, look at this. Look at this. Well then, hope that's not the fire alarm. I think it's safe to say this is done. I'll show you what it looks like in a bit. I apologize in advance, my dogs are barking, but right now, getting a candle to transfer this file. Not file. I said file instead of fire. There's a candle. There we go. Alright, enjoy. This is going to be the knockoff burning. This is the knockoff. The learning curve one. That's the learning curve one. That's the learning curve. I can't leave this right now. I have to stay and watch. But, ooh. If this one survives fire better than the learning curve one, I don't know what I'm going to do. Come on, burn, baby. Stoke it up a bit. Oh, there goes the back. There we go. Dogs are just barking insane. I'm gonna stop it until it catches. Okay, it looks like it is actually catching now, I hope. Can always just stoke it up. Don't want to blow it because it might blow it out. Add some cedar. Let's check in the learning curve one. Yeah, that's the learning curve. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. The wheels have just started to melt right off now. I'm gonna stop it for a bit. I mean, if you ever run out of kindling, just use your knockoffs. They work just as well. They last way longer. Okay, the wax might have been something to do with it. But I do have to say, learning curve was more intense for this one. More of it's burning like the... Actually, not more of it's burning. That's learning curve. That's stopped now. Look at that wheel over there. Mid-melt. That camera's really warm now. Okay, now the whole smoke box is gone. The cab is popped off. That's gonna do better. Look at this. pure knockoff action. Now let's take a break quickly and see my friend Aiden's W Fire something knockoff burning. Here's the short extension. Alright, back and still burning. Still burning. I mean, like, I might throw a log on or something. Just because this is so perfect kindling. Or, yeah. It's not burning as much as learning curves did, actually. I guess once it gets under the lead paint, it burns, but the lead paint is a pretty good fire retardant. Let's get an angle on this. It's just burning. Long story, but I had to make it look like a regular fire, so this kind of was pushed under that log for a bit. But now it's back burning. My learning curve 1 has burned to cinders. There's nothing left, and just finishing off the knockoff. The knockoff is just about dead. The magnet's still left. God, you can sift through here and just find the magnets a bit. Oh, just watch it burn. Alright guys, the knockoff project is over. This is all that remains. A few pieces of metal, a few pieces of wood, nothing much. If this video reaches, let's say, 1,000 views, I'll do another one. And whatever the most commented next one is. So I leave you with a picture of this burning log. And please like and comment and view to get me to do another one of these videos. 1,000 views and I'll do another one. Alright. See you then, I guess, and we look forward to Northwestern Railway, 100 years in the making.